What up, guys? It's been a long time since I made a video or posted anything to the channel. I've been pretty busy in real life. I haven't really played much, didn't have a lot of time for it, and I mean, I even had less time to edit and make any videos for you guys. But recently, the little time that I did spend in the game went into doing 3v3s, and we managed to get the Gladiator title. Additionally, for one brief glorious night, I even got to rank 1 Dark Ranger in the world in 3v3, until I got overthrown the very next morning by some dudes from the US, but I mean, it is what it is. It's a 6 screenshot and I'm proud of it. I'm not sure how many of you know this, but I only started playing 3v3s last season. Before that, I was just a shuffle player, and for you who've been a part of the channel for a long time, you know that I've also did a lot of world PvP, and I still think that's probably the most fun thing that you can do in this game. Last season is the season that I actually got my first gladiator, and while I was playing last season, it was very hard for me to get any teammates. People would check PvP me, they'd see that I was just a shuffle boy, and they'd instantly decline that. I mean, it is what it is. It's the reality of the situation. We do what we can. So this season, it was much easier for me to actually find teammates because I was a last season gladiator, and I also got some CR very early in the season, so I could find a few good teammates to play with. For 99% of the time I played Ret, Dark Ranger, and Resto Shaman. We also tried a few different healers. We tried Holy Priest, we tried Void Weaver, the Flavor of the Month, and a Preservation Evoker, and all three were good. I think we had the least success with the Void Weaver. We had okay success with the Holy Priest. The Holy Priest that we played with was actually really good. So was the Pres Evoker we played with, but for some reason we had the most success with the Resto Shaman. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it was just the synergy that we had with the guy, but it was the most success that we had. Probably also because, you know, Resto Shaman has a lot of kicks and a lot of groundings, and there's a lot of Void Weavers in this meta. We faced a lot of Destro Warlocks, and kicks and groundings are always handy to have in those situations. So for the next part of the video, I'm going to go through my talents, short tips and tricks that I've been using, the gear setup. I'll showcase some gameplay footage from the 3v3 push. I have a lot of games recorded, so that's probably going to be a separate video, if not 2 or 3 separate videos. Probably going to be a few separate videos grouped up, basically how to face FMPs, how to face RMPs, etc, etc. I mean, there's just some of the ideas that I have right now. We'll see if that comes to fruition at all, but I think it will. We'll talk a little bit about how our comp works, what the script is. If you do have any questions, feel free to pop them down in the chat below. I try to reply to all of the comments. I reply to like 99% of the comments on all of my videos. The only ones that I don't really reply to are the ones that I actually miss, or people said something extraordinarily like weird or stupid or just makes no sense, so instead of being rude, I just leave them there. Alright guys, so first things first, I'm going to go through my talents, stats, and gear. Basically, not much has changed since the last time I made a guide, but for the sake of those who haven't seen the guide or the gearing guide that's also on the channel, I'll go over everything again. And also, to be fair, even those of you who have watched them, it's late season now, which means all the items are in place and we got the full best in slot setup. So it's a good opportunity for a good refresher, a reminder of the talents, stats, gear, and maybe even the basic rotation. And I'd also like to take this moment to flex at this beautiful transmog that I made, because I mean, dude, look at this guy. Wild Wild West cowboy build, boys. Just look at the mustache, look at the musket, look at the back piece with the bullets on it and the darts on the side, the thingy on the belt, the hat. I mean, everything's there. And if you've been watching the channel for a while now, then you know who Notorious Mustache is, and boys and girls, he's a gladiator now. Now, these are the talents that I've been running with for 99% of the time. The only thing that I did change occasionally was I would spec out of moment of opportunity and get, for example, crit if I'm into playing into Assassination Rogue and an Unholy DK, for example. I could get some of these just to remove poison and disease effects off of me. Alternatively, I could just get Territorial Instincts to reduce the Intim cooldown by like 10 seconds. Uh, Intim is usually 1 minute cooldown and your trap is 25 seconds, so there's a little gap between setting up your traps with your own stun. If you take this, you can guarantee that every second trap is going to be set up by your own stun. You don't have to rely on somebody else's stun to do it. But for 99% of the time, this is what I ran. This is particularly useful into melee cleaves because it synergizes with Aspect of the Fox, letting you get those moving aim shots. And it's also really good when you're like trapping. Let's say this is a healer and this is a pesky warlock that I want to kill, and he just sports behind a pillar every time. If I stun and then trap this guy, I can then start moving and then get a moving aim shot, chase him behind a pillar. Just something to keep in mind. And then if it's like a melee cleave, you still get your Aspect of the Fox here, and you can get your moving aim shots as well. As for the stats, stats are basically going to be, you're going to be mastery capped. See, I am like 1000 mastery above the cap. I could realistically take this out, but I didn't bother. Um, Versatility, you want 30%. Haste, you want like 5, 6, 7, 8% depending on your preference. And then everything else, just dump it in crit. The reason why we're running so much crit this season is because of the penetrating shots. Crit strike is also giving us crit damage. So the more crit chance you have, the more crit damage you're going to get. So I've been landing some juicy, juicy, juicy black arrows off of it. Now, also one thing that I would like to note is that I played human, and for the most part, I played it with double DPS trinkets, which is not optimal. You can also swap this for a normal trinket when you're fighting RMPs and FMPs, which I would highly suggest, but like you can get away with double DPS trinkets if you're a lunatic like I was. The best in slot races would be, of course, Night Elves and Orcs, but right now the best in slot race is a Highmountain tauren, but I'm not gonna make that because it just looks disgusting on a hunter. Like I just couldn't trade this guy for some, you know, hillbilly cow. I don't know, guys. I couldn't. But if you do want to min-max a Highmountain tauren, I heard has a bug of some sorts that gives you more damage reduction than intended because apparently it scales off of something. I don't know exactly what. I'm not a math nerd, but what I do know is that it gives you more damage reduction than it says. You also get 1% more versatility, and you also get a stun, which is great. And as a human, you get this trinket, which is 3 minutes, and you get double DPS trinkets, which is very, very suboptimal. But I mean, it's cool, and if everything lines up, you can get some sick ass black arrows, man. Now for the items themselves, we have tier helmet, crafted amulet, crafted shoulders, ratio wraps with verse, tier chest, crafted wrist, tier gloves, crafted waist, tier legs, crafted boots, crafted rings, and then double DPS trinkets because I'm a human, and then the high verse bow. Uh, this is all interchangeable. The main thing that you want foresight and you want these stats. You want, so if I wanted to min-max, oh shit, I got a Stonebound Artistry proc, which gives me, increases all damage of all abilities by 62.3%, and when it wears off, it's actually going to be 55%. So my weapon enchant when it procs gives me like 7% more damage during it, which is sick, boys. Also, if I wanted to min-max, I would take off my mastery off the shoulders and I would just put this into more crit, but I'm lazy and I didn't do it and it worked out fine. Don't obsess over these small bits. The main thing that you want is you want foresight, you want 30% worse, you want like 6, 7, 8% mastery, you want 21,000 mastery, and then you want everything else to be put into crit. Now, a little reminder of how we kill people as Dark Rangers. Now, before I dive into that, why I prefer Dark Ranger over Sentinel is Sentinel's burst is very telegraphed. Up until this point, everybody knows that when you press your volley, you're going to crank people with your instant aimed shots as a Sentinel. But with Dark Ranger, it's all about getting your precise shots with Windrunner Quiver and getting your Razor Fragments procs. What the hell does that mean? So, when I pop my aim shots, I'm going to get these two bad boys to the side, which is precise shots. Now, when you press true shot, you get your razor fragments and death blow, and boom, black arrow is just going to crank somebody. So that one was 12.3 million, I believe. Yeah, 12.3 million black arrow just straight out of nowhere. And usually you want to send it out in the opener because your weapon enchant is going to proc. If you're lucky, your proc trinket is also going to proc, and then you can have your unused trinket, which I love. Just going to give you more of that primary stat, and you're just going to end up with something like, where did it go? With something, come on, man. With something like this, which is 12.3 million black arrow. Now, it's not going to hit that much in arena, but I've gotten consistent like 9 million black arrows throughout this entire push. For any of you Dark Ranger doubters still out there, I'm going to showcase a few videos of me just randomly one-shotting really good players in the arena in 24 plus. Now, mind you, a lot of these players are rank 1, well, have been rank 1 in the past. For example, this Warlock has been rank 1 in 3s, and a lot of people who we faced on this push have been rank 1s. Meanwhile, myself, Shaman, and Red, we've never been rank 1s. Me and Shaman have only been gladiators once before. Red has some more experience in 3v3, but we did this with no voice. We did this by just, cranking out damage and playing our comp well. So, without further ado, let's take a look at some one-shots. So over here, Shaman goes for a healing tide totem. I get a big black arrow on it and finished off with an arcane shot. I try to kite back and feint at this void torrent. Now here, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was going for an aim shot on the Shaman because it was like the only thing in my line. I broke the blind because of it, but I got a true shot lined up. He coils me trinket, true shot, aim shot, black arrow, and that's the end of it, boys. The power of the Dark Ranger. They had swap, Warlock had wall, they had link, they had everything, but just no time to react. The next game is against Devastation, Mistweaver, and Marksmanship Hunter. I really like this comp. I didn't get to play it this season, and these are all good players. They're not rank 1s, but still really, really good. And I'm just kiting here, getting into a good position. Big black arrow followed by true shot, another big black arrow, and that's just it. There's like no time to react to that. When everything lines up, when I'm left to my own devices, this just happens to people if I get lucky crits. Here we're fighting an FMP. This is a rank 1 FMP. Both the Mage and the Feral have been rank 1. We fought these guys a lot, and I think we have like 80% win rate against them. So we usually train the mage here, as I'm doing right here, but you just see this big black arrow procs. He's just getting cranked, man. And here I proc him. And he's kiting, he's running away, they're panicking, but Priest has no trinket, and I immediately swap to him. My Pala blinds him. Instead of going for him, he starts chasing the mage, but I get a stun and I solo him. Just feint death turtle, give my healer time to recover here, and just kill them after this. But if you do see an opening to swap a Void Weaver like this, if he has no trinket, if he has no PS, feel free to do it, man. They will flop. This was one of the more brutal one-shots because it happened straight in the opener. We usually go Hunter here when we're against a mirror, but this time Pala was the one who died. He used the sack on him, and I just had all of this damage lined up, and he got deleted, man. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Power of the Dark Ranger, boys. This game we're fighting a Hero Cleave, DH, DK, and a Holy Priest. And if you take a look at their names, this is Raiku, Merce, and Jayti. Fucking professionals, boys, on their alts, but still fucking professionals. And it's crazy to me that we got to the point where we're fighting these guys. But yeah. Again, they used everything here, and I had my true shot lined up. I get an aim shot proc, a black arrow proc, and then I pop true shot, and I mean, just delete Mercy on this DK, man. This game we have Arms Warrior, Red Paladin, and the Void Weaver. You don't really want to be in the line of sight of the Void Weaver. You want to be kiting away from him. And here I throw a trap into his Shadowmeld Death like a dog, and it gets removed instantly. We go back to the red because he was the kill target in this game. He usually is. We force some nice cooldowns here. We get a swap, and I'm in a shitty situation, but my shaman is in a perfect position to allow me to kite back away from the warrior. So I just keep kiting back, immediately trinket this, and just keep pumping him down. And in the end, boys and girls, he just gets solo shuffled out away from his healer. Now this next video we're fighting the same team as in the previous one, but I needed to showcase it because it's a perfect example of why Dark Ranger is as dangerous as it is. We're pumping the red here, which is, like I said, usually the kill target in these comps. I go in for a feint death and I'm trying to get a trap here, and I do manage to get it off of red's kick. And I don't have my go here, I just have a black arrow lined up, so they're not expecting too much damage, but then this happens, and he had bubble, he could have lived here, he had lay, but he just didn't expect it because there are no indicators that I do have this black arrow lined up. Only I can see this. And that's the end of the video, boys. I'm going to cut it right here. Like I said, there are more videos coming. I do have a lot of gameplay recorded, but I just didn't have the time to edit it, but it is on my list. Do bear with me. I'm going to put together a video on how to deal with FMPs, how to deal with RMPs, and how to deal with melee cleaves, which is basically the majority of the comps that we faced on 24 plus, as well as some like Destro Rogue, Destro Feral gameplay, but those are like really hard for us to deal with. But we did manage to win a few of those even. So keep an eye out for those videos. Let me know down in the comments below if you do have any questions, concerns, or if you liked the video. You know, by all means, write a comment down below. Boost the algorithm. Even if you didn't like it, do the same. Tell me, you know, what you didn't like. Talk shit by all means, man. Go for it. Knock yourself out, and I will see you boys in the next video. Bye bye.